What's going on, guys? Welcome back to my channel. In this video we are going to discuss about training frequency, as in how many times in a week should you train each muscle group. Now people don't usually ask me questions about weight training because they are more worried about which supplements to use and which food to avoid to get lean and all these things. But in my opinion, weight training should be given as much importance as your diet if you want to look good in the long run. Initially, maybe you can do anything in the gym and get away with it, but in the long run, you should do the right thing or do things that your body will or do things to yield the best results. Okay, now first question is, should I train my muscle once a week or twice a week or even thrice a week? The answer is very simple, guys. Now let us take an example, your examination. You are an engineering student, okay? You have your exam after 10 days. Who would get better marks? A person who is studying just one night before the exam, or a person who is studying for like 8 days before the exam? Okay, the answer is very simple. If you think logically, the person who studies more frequently would get more marks. But in certain cases, there are students, or there are, in bodybuilding we must say, genetic freaks who might get away with maybe doing one muscle group once a week, right, or each muscle group once a week. So if you look at the scientific evidence, they did a few studies on people for a short period of time, like 6 to 12 weeks, and they found out that people who trained one muscle group once a week built good amount of muscle. But if you compare the amount of muscle they built to the people who train more frequently, that is 2 times a week or 3 times a week per muscle group, it is lesser. So in short, I can say that people who train more frequently might tend to build more muscle than people who train every single muscle once a week. There is a reason for this as well. Now I'll give you guys a real or a reality check. Okay, now when you go to a big guy in the gym and ask him what workout should I do, most probably he'll tell you that train your chest on Monday, back on Tuesday, shoulders on Wednesday, arms on Thursday, and maybe legs on Friday. Or sometimes he might tell you don't train your legs, your height, you won't get taller. Okay, and Saturday maybe abs, and Sunday would be a rest, and again start the same cycle. The reason is because these people most often than not are using anabolic steroids. So one of the biggest functions of anabolic steroids is protein synthesis or muscle protein synthesis. What this means is, if they train their chest on Monday and take steroids, most of the time their body will be building muscle no matter what. Okay, there have been studies that have found out that people who went to the gym and trained naturally built less muscle than people who didn't go to the gym and took steroids. Okay, so all these things are very important if you ask me. So if you are training naturally without any use of anabolic steroids and you are using protein rich food in your diet, then for example, if you train your chest on Monday, then the protein synthesis or the rebuilding process will last for 3 days maximum, and after a workout the graph will be like this, or it will be on the top, and then it will slowly start reducing. So you should remember that if you train your chest on day 1, it makes sense for you to train your or chest muscle or the same muscle that you trained 3 days back 3 days later. The reason is protein synthesis. So if you train your one muscle or chest on Monday, why would you want to give a rest of 7 days where you can just train your muscle again in between and make more gains, right? So that is the whole point, guys. You should go by evidence. So I'm not saying that science is right in every single thing. The reason is the study they did for 12 weeks. Okay, so what happens after 12 weeks, right? So my advice for you guys would be, look at the evidence, go through it, apply it into your real world or into the gym, or in the gym is like the lab, right? So go to the gym, apply everything whatever you read, and if you find out that it is not making any changes in your body, maybe then it is time for you to change something. But 99% of the times, if you do science based stuff or scientific you do stuff based on scientific evidence, most times than not you will make progress. This is, I'm talking from experience. I used to train with high volume and do a lot of exercises in a single workout, for example chest, right? I used to do chest on one day and give a gap of 6 days. I was not making enough progress even though I was eating a lot of food. But what I found out that once I shifted to training muscles more frequently, maybe like upper body, lower body split 2 times a week or 3 times a week, I found out that my muscles started growing. This is what even the science says. But if you take an example of my friend Manish or even Bharat, they have been training one muscle group once a week and they have made crazy progress. But these people are exceptions. Okay, I'm talking about if you see your exams, right? These people study one night before the exam and get more marks than a more hardworking or more regular student. Okay, so there are certain cases where science looks like shit. Okay, but most of the times if you go by science, you will always make progress. So that is what I've been doing with my clients. I always follow a scientific based training style and also science based supplementation as well. But when it comes to diet, most of the times every human being is different, so you need to go by what that person's body is. But if you are training or if you are checking on supplements, it is better to go what science says. So I link an article in the description box below written by Brad Schoenfeld. He is like the big gun in the fitness industry. So he is a very credible source in my opinion. So you can check that article out. It is about the same topic. I also checked that article and that is what he says as well. But make sure that you design your workout in such a way that you don't overtrain as well. So what usually happens is when people train their muscle twice a week, they tend to do a lot of exercise, or I must say a lot of volume, right? So that volume your body might not be able to handle. So you should make sure that you're putting enough volume every single workout for every muscle, so that when you train more frequently, you don't go into that overtraining category, right? So the next video will be how to design your own workout plan. So stay tuned for that. I hope that video will make a lot of difference for you guys, and you can design your own workout. So thanks a lot for watching, guys. Do give a thumbs up. If you want ask me what is the conclusion from this video, the only thing you should take is train your muscles at least twice a week, because no study has been able to prove what is the best frequency. Okay, but they have found out that people who train more frequently tend to build more muscle. Now when it comes to only strength or only strength based training, that might be something different. But if you are looking for hypertrophy, which is building muscle, I would suggest you train every muscle at least 2 times a week. Okay, so that's all, guys, and thanks a lot for watching. Subscribe to my channel. I'll be back with more videos. Peace.